peace, y'all. I hope everybody's feeling blessed. All right, I was channeling super heavy. I got notes here. It was to the point that I was just like, you know what, let me just hop on and start recording. And if it go over the 10 minutes, I'm going to have to do it either part 2 or put it on my YouTube channel or something. But let's get into this energy today. All right, so a couple of weeks ago, I had this channeled message that came in about AI tools, right? How it's been booming. And I came across one of the ads on, I believe it was YouTube. App opened up and this ad was just there. And it was very, very emotionally charged. Like, I think it was a family who was going to lose their house and the husband's not making enough and he's about to lose his job because he can't keep up because they're using AI tools. Friend tells him about an app to use so that he can learn how to use them in 30 days. And now, oh my gosh, life was saved. But it was very emotionally charged. If you are somebody who is going through a situation that mirrored that, you would think, I need to hop on AI tools immediately. And what I noticed, it made me do a little digging, was all of their ads were like that and on different spectrums, different situations. Single moms they were targeting. They're targeting, the parent with the kid who just got by himself. Everything. The person who's aging out and all the young people are getting the jobs and they don't have the skill set. Everything. And it raised a little bit of an alarm in me, and I was like, well, why am I being showed anything about AI tools in the first place? And it started coming up more frequently over a week span, and I was like, okay, I obviously am going to have to sit with this energy because something's being showed here. Now, sat down today because it came up for me again, and I was like, okay, there's enough times. I'm listening. I'm obedient. Let me sit down and pull this information and see where this is going to go. And I opened up the Bible, right? Because when you get really good at channeling, you not only can pull the information you need, but now you can clarify it using the Bible, which is what you're supposed to do. When they say test the spirit, when they say test the information, bring it to God, literally it's that simple. So when you really understand how to channel and pull energy, you know that you can get what you're feeling and sense the energies around you, but then sit down and have the Bible just open up and God tell you exactly where he wants you to be, and that will be what's the meaning. Now, I don't know if I should say trigger warnings. I hardly do this, but trigger warning, because what I got wasn't so good, right? I got Zephaniah, and I heard 1, 2, 3. So, 1, 2, 3 it is. So, Zephaniah 1 to 3. And the beginning, it talks about this is coming from the sons of the king of Judah, right? Then, when you get to 2, it says, warning of coming destruction. I will sweep away everything from the face of the earth. I will sweep away both men and animals. I will sweep away the birds of the air and the fish of the sea, declares the Lord. And that was just 1 through 3. And I was like, okay, you about to destroy something, but you want me to tell the peoples. So I had to get out my book and start taking notes as I'm channeling this information. Let me grab the book. Okay, I'm ready for y'all. All right, so the first information I was getting when I started to channel into this was to make sure we understand that we are giving way too much credit to the devil. Way too much credit to Satan and the enemy, the adversary. We give him way too much credit. Honestly, his empire, his business runs on autopilot. He don't have to really do too much. Why? Because we do it to ourselves. We deliver the stuff the negativity that he wants to get out here through our own traumas, unhealedness, and everything else. And we do it to ourselves. It's almost as if he's Jeff Bezos and we out here being Amazon delivery company and we just out here just giving it to each other. I digress. We're going to just save that for another time. But the point was to understand that not everything that we perceive as negative or unfortunate is coming from the devil. Sometimes unfortunate things have to happen. That's how you get cleansing. That's how God is able to reset some things. And apparently this falls right in line with AI. Because where we are on the road to, God needs to call a full cleanup to protect us from ourselves, which I'm sure he's done so many times in our rise of humans. Now, this message is obviously for those who are building toward the kingdom of the Lord. God wants you to build in purity. And in order to do so, you need to not invest in AI tools as your primary way to build. What happened was they've been pushing for us to learn AI and switch over to a complete AI automated system. When this happens in full-fledged, because we're in the process of doing this, when this happens, everything will be heavily reliant on those tools and on your knowledge of AI. You'll start not worrying about learning anything else, forgetting how businesses used to be created, how to build from the ground up, so to speak. With that happening, we have to be concerned about what is going to happen when AI is gone. Now, from that text in the Bible, I will be rid of the birds in the air and the fish in the sea. Air energy is communication and its mental capacity. And fish in the sea has to do with heavy emotional. One, to be able to create using the energy and emotions of others is harvesting. So we're pulling energy from each other in order to create these tools. Now the tools themselves are going to become obsolete if AI was to crash or when AI crashes. We won't have access to those tools anymore. What also happens to the businesses that were built on AI tools? They disappear too. You don't have access to your own businesses that you may have poured a year or two into growing. And now we go back into a dark season of where people have learned how to do something, done with the old, threw the old out, and now they have a new system that can't be used. It's reminding me of when college boomed. Everyone made sure to go to college. It's to the point that now college is more common. It is as common as it was going to high school in the 70s. Everyone knew you had to get through high school. Now it's no, you got to get through college. But now what has happened is college has now become obsolete the way a high school diploma is. So people who are going to college aren't able to use any of these degrees. So now they're turning to the AI tools, which may become obsolete as well. Now, most people, if they've built a business, they've walked away from a company, a business, a check of some sort. And most of those companies have lost their people because people are building on AI. Now, at some point, they'll be able to lower salary because the people who are able to come in to work for these companies and these businesses, if they're not using AI tools, they'll just pay them less. Now, when AI tanks and you need employment from the man because you didn't build a business that was built on purity and not being run through an AI system, you're going to go back and instead of you receiving the salary that college should afford you, that your experience that you gave up on should afford you, what you're now going to have to do is accept the drop down in what a salary is. This is how they're able to recover what's going on as far as the loss of money. And when I say they, I mean obviously the ones who sent you the AI tools in the first place to get you to walk away from your salary so they can drop down how much they're paying so they keep more of their money and pay you less of it. We getting somewhere, y'all, so I hope you're following. So this is the first step that you're going to see is we're going to think that this whole AI system going down is some sort of ploy that's actually going to be coming from the enemy. We're going to think that the rich has done this to fool us and get richer and ruin society. But the truth is, God is allowing it to happen. See,